But
You
speaking
can just
of kick, we're
racial
kicking
slurs
this
all day
off
long.
right now. And welcome everyone to the much anticipated, slightly a long overdue, because we didn't get a chance to play last week because my internet was being wonky, but that's okay. With that being said, my upload speeds are perfect, just like the speed of the Condor, aka the Fancy Dandy, aka this rust bucket that they're probably all going to die in today, which will be great. But as is tradition, we're just going to go around the table, have everyone quickly introduce themselves, tell us the name of their character. We're going to have a delightful recap from me, because I'm not going to put that onus on any of them, mainly because I don't trust them after hearing about their TTRPG horror stories during our preamble off screen. Looking at you, Charles. But
Yeah,
anyway,
you know
let's
what
go
you
around the
did.
table. We're going to start with Svanskinson, and we're going to go around the table to Professor Hex, Chewbacca, Neon, and we're going to wrap this up with Charles. Take it away, Svan.
Hi, I'm Svankensen, and I'm playing Molly, a technician slash teleporter.
Hello, I'm Professor X. I will be playing Narcissa Capel, otherwise known as Sis. She is the ship's doctor and resident killjoy.
And Moral Center.
Sure.
Oh, I don't think that one.
Nougaty center.
Morals. Hi, I'm Drew. I'm playing Eberhard. He is the ship's pilot, and he is also the sniper.
And a small boy.
He's
small
he's still a wee lad,
He's a wee lad.
He's just a baby.
baby.
I am Neon, and I'm playing Nova, the captain of the ship, and residential Captain America with a gun. Yeah,
So new Captain America.
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent.
I'm Charles. I'm playing Lucian von Ordo, the Fallen Noble.
Yep. And a man that you should keep away from goats if you have them. But with that being said, we are going to do a quick recap here about the events of last session. So last session, the crew of the Condor, aka the Fancy Dancy, aka the Rust Bucket, managed to escape from Edis 8, a massive, really the most massive space station. There's smaller ones around, but this one housed a good 500,000 people, roughly, maybe even closer to 1 million. And it was infested, whatever term you'd like to use, with some sort of strange, oozy, goopy, red, black, multicolored madness kind of stuff. They did manage to escape, though, as some Shah-Scene fighters. Shah fighters, a carrier slash bomber, destroyed the station as they were traveling away, trying to decide what they wanted to do, where they wanted to go. Once again, being on the lam, on the run, they picked up signals that was claiming that the destruction of the station was due to their nefarious deeds, due to them being the terrorists and the, more importantly, heretics. That they are against the oracles of redemption, the redemption itself. How dare you, you dirty, dirty heretics. We must purge the unclean, as is the saying. But as I always say, the dice have a story to tell. We're going to find out what that story is today, and we're going to open our first scene back aboard the Condor.
Condor, aka the Fancy Dandy, aka the Rust Bucket.
Yeah, or the Condor. Or we're just going to call it we're going to call it the Fancy Rusty Condor. There it is. The Fancy Rusty Condor. I like that.
Space code.
Space code.
Coast to coast.
But we're going to open our scene, our first scene, actually, in the galley of the ship. And in the morning, which of you would be the first to wake up and go for food? Who's the early riser of the crew?
It would probably be me.
Okay. All right. I like that. Molly is in there as well. I like that. Go ahead and let's get you over there, my man. Yeah.
Molly's not an early riser, but fruit is in low supplies.
Uh-huh. She's digging it into it while she still can. She's digging into it while she still can. So the sounds of ship, kind of this background humming noise. And as you enter in, you see Molly is sitting on the little circular round table with the little stools. You see that Kasana and the ever not creepy and weird man, Harry, he is sitting next to her, and they actually seem to be having a conversation, one might say. You hear her ask, did you want some more of the graham crumble? And the graham crumble is just like weird nutrient paste that has been hardened and crumbled, and you actually hear him say yes, very plainly, not weird and creepily, just very plain kind of yes, please, thank you. And Ab, you walk in. Isana looks over to you, nods, looks back, and continues to talk with Harry, who seems less jumpy than he has in recent weeks. What are you going for this fine space morning, Berhard? What's your meal of choice? Nutrient paste A, B, or C?
He's a
Important
B man.
decision. B man. Bold. Bold choice.
The
choice.
grittiness
Yeah.
really reminds him of not being back home.
Yeah.
And as long as I'm not going to be home, I might as well be very far away from it.
Yeah. Absolutely. As you go to bite down on your nutrient paste B crumble, give me a fortitude save.
Oh god.
Little pass due. All right. Little pass due. All right, we're gonna see what happens.
What was it?
Fortitude
what
save,
save?
please. Fortitude save.
Fort save? Is that a physical save?
Physical.
Yes,
Yeah, sorry,
physical.
physical save. I always say fortitude. Oh wow.
Henry,
Oh yeah.
You just bite through it. It's very hard, almost like sand or glassy sand glass, and not to be confused with stained glass, but also hard. And it's very crunchy, but you get it down. Maybe you have a little water with it, But as you are munching on your nutrient paste B, Harry looks over to you, Eb, and he always has this kind of far off, distant look on his face, Eberhard. He seems more, like I said, normal right now. He looks across to you, Eberhard, and he says, I don't think this is a good idea.
That was particularly lucid of you. What isn't a good idea?
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Crunch, crunch,
Ah.
crunch.
There we go. I'm not going to lie. I agree with you.
Isana looks over at him. Is it normal for him to be repeating himself like that? He's been saying it over and over again, and I've tried to talk to him, and I've tried to get him to explain what he means, but he simply just keeps saying, well, and then he looks up, he looks at Eb, he looks at her, and he says it again. I don't think this is a good idea. Goes back to eating his nutrient paste C. He's a C man, personally. C man.
He gets weird.
What happened to him? Why is he like this? He seems... She goes to place a hand on his shoulder, gently and comfortingly. He just kind of scooches his chair, and there's a sliding, scratching noise that maybe startles Molly for a moment at its sudden occurrence. But he gets closer, he kind of nuzzles into her a little bit. And she's like, he seems more a child than you are. No offense.
Sure.
Look,
They did it.
we've all been through some shit.
They did it to all of us.
Mechanical hand.
Yeah.
Who's...
He flashes his eye a little bit.
If I'm not trying, who's they? Who did this to you?
Turtles.
Turtles?
The military. The military, religious, industrial complex, theocracy. I don't know. This is just... It's a fucked up system.
Well, sure, but... I mean, what else the system is there? It's not like we can jump away from here and travel out into the emptiness of space. We would die. These 4 planets are all we have.
maybe.
I mean, chances are you're right, but maybe you're wrong.
I couldn't help but notice a few days ago when you all were discussing a signal out in the void.
Mm-hmm.
We're all not still actively, realistically considering this, are we? He looks up again. Harry, I don't think this is a good idea. And she says, just kind of points at him, just goes,
I mean, for what we know, he may mean what's not a good idea is coming here to steal food and supplies. And if we fail and we have food and supplies, jump there, there's nothing worth noticing, we can come back. If we don't have food and supplies, it's a one-way trip either way. So there's that. Also, Drew is a great pilot. I think he can stretch our fuel. I mean, Eb is a good pilot. I think he can stretch our fuel quite a long while.
Yeah, I've been squeezing blood out of rocks for years now. Feels like, at least. God, it's only been months.
Pretty much, yes. Well, speaking of that, look, I need you to take like 8 gallons of water because out and store them because I really need to change those filters and it will release some weird, nasty stuff, most likely. And we don't have filters, so I will be taking some sheets. So can you do that for me?
who is that to? Harry?
I mean, the room, really?
The
Ebb
room?
a little
All right.
bit.
You know what? Harry will stand up and bumps his bowl. It makes that wobbling bowl sound when you set it down not quite right and goes woo, 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 rattle, rattle, rattle. And he turns and he looks at you, Molly, and he says very lucidly, "Follow. I have to fill this void. Emptiness is sapping at my will. Frantic clutching its straws to make it stop. I'll do anything for it to end. I know what my right course is. Desperation stops me. I know it will end one day. I just know if I can see it yet. Feeling crushed and suffocated by the weight of nothing. Huh. I'll take care of it." And then he moves and walks out the doorway.
Oh, crap. We need to kidnap a psychiatrist.
Just wanders off. Goes to look for water.
I'm
Isara
15 years old and I'm already too old for this shit.
is like, did he just recite?
Yeah.
Why are you all acting like this is normal?
It isn't normal, but what the fuck can we do about it?
Slides nutrient paste number 3, picks it up. How
yeah,
do you eat this? Ah.
The sea went bad about 2 weeks ago, but we have nothing else.
That's fantastic. Absolutely fucking fantastic. And we're gonna pivot over to the medical bay, as it were, where Anna, not Kasana, not to be confused with Kasana, but Anna, is giving just a quick physical to a certain individual, to Miss Sis Narcissa, who had been pretty injured at the end of last session. Pretty injured, and she's just making sure everything's still working, as it were. And so she has your leg, and she kind of like extends it, lowers it back, checks your arm. Lift your arms above your head, so slightly. Good. Does it hurt as it did yesterday, or is it better?
Are you talking about physical pain or existential pain?
Let us focus on the physical pain first. The
Uh,
existential will take more time.
in that case, yes, it still fucking hurts.
I can increase the pain medication. We are running low if you think it would help, though.
No, that's not necessary. I don't want to take away from the stores. Plus, it'll just deaden me. You know.
I understand. I wanted to ask your opinion, Narcissa. I know that the captain and some of the others have been discussing following this signal. I know that our options are limited, but to travel out into an area of space that none of our people, as far as we know, ever have, is that not madness?
Yes, of course it is. Absolutely, 100%. But I mean, if you're at all familiar with the human history, you know that the most important things we've probably ever accomplished as a species was on the back of, well, madness. He who dares wins, as they say.
What is the prize we hope to win, Narcissa?
Some measure of freedom from the oracles, some mastery of our own destiny for once. A planet that is not overrun by theocratic nutcases.
So we've traveled in hopes that we find a moment of peace.
Well, I would hope there would be several moments, but if even if there's just a one, I think it's worth it.
For all of the pain that you and I have suffered together, Sissa, there is a small part of me that is grateful that the oracles and their madness sought to bring us together. You are a good friend, and it is never a dull moment with you around.
Well, Anna, you are, as always, a terrific doctor and a terrible liar.
She gives her shoulder like a little bit too tight of a squeeze, so it just barely hurts, and then she smirks. Oh, sorry. Is that the shoulder that still hurts?
Just pick a body part.
Hilarious. All right. So back up on the bridge. As it were. We see the captain, obviously in his captain's chair, being the captain that he is. And off to the side, we've got Freddy. Freddy is a little annoyed with Aoife, and they are trying to figure out how this like engine system works that you guys have never really booted up fully. They're just trying to figure it out. And apparently, like, the ship has fuel to make the jump close to this point. But it seems like it only has enough fuel to like get there, and then you're gonna have to kind of figure stuff out, right? And you could come back on, just like regular impulse, regular, engines. It would just take you a really long time, which is part of the reason you need the supplies, because if you don't have the supplies, you would just starve in space and suffocate to death, which is great. But they're arguing, and as they're arguing, I think it'd be a good moment for Lucian to kind of walk in onto the bridge. And Lucian, the young lady, Aoife, who has her pink hair and pigtails today, she says, Lucian, could you come over here just a second? Look, I need you to solve an argument for me, if you could, real quick.
An argument?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Just come over, all right? I'm sure you'll see my side of the view. And as she says that, Freddy says, Anna, you're being an idiot and also kind of bitchy right now. And she goes to like smack him and he ducks it. And then he gets back up and he says, see, Lucian, this is what I've been dealing with literally for the past 2 days. She's aggressive. She's rude. She keeps trying to hit me. As you approach Lucian, she says, she looks over and she asks, is speed or stability more important?
You're talking about in terms of the ship?
She nods, shaking her head up and down.
I'm reminded of what my father used to say. The answer is both.
She...
Both in
Go ahead.
both in different situations. One must be prepared to have stability when stability is needed, and must be prepared to have speed when speed is needed.
That's funny. That's really funny. America's all about speed. Hot, nasty, bad speed on our Roosevelt. Direct quote. It's
I think
brilliant.
that's Talladega. I don't know. I'm trying to remember.
Eleanor Roosevelt. That's pretty funny. So he lost me. Freddie says, see? This is literally what I've been trying to tell Aoife for the last 2 days. We have to have contingencies for both. Spartans with, the only fucking important thing is speed. If we can't outrun them, then we're fucking dead. So we should focus on speed. Sure, if we lose a couple of panels, it is what it is, but at least we're not fucking dead. Captain, you're overhearing this argument. You choose to butt in, or do you let them go out themselves?
Interesting. Why not? There's nothing on the scanners, right? Nothing on the big screen, just empty void
You're
of
like
space.
you're like a couple hours away from the flotilla. You've picked them up kind of on like long range scans, but you don't have visual yet.
What's the problem here?
We've been arguing over what we should be prioritizing with the ship's engines. We only have enough supplies to, well, make the ship a little more stable, or potentially boost our speed by about 15 to 20%. I, for one, think we need the speed, but hey, what do I know?
Right. And if I remember right, Lucian, you said both.
I was remembering something my father said. But once we get to the flotilla, hopefully we'll relieve that problem. Hopefully we'll be able to obtain enough to satisfy both needs. Yes?
Well, my only need is cigarettes, and we're out. So, but if I'm from my tactical training, while speed is beneficial on outrunning a target, I think we should prioritize stability. It makes us more maneuverable, able to attack anything and defend ourselves, as well as pinpointing targets to make it easier to defeat any other ship that might get in our way or disable them, so we can outrun them.
Well, I can't
Oh.
argue with that.
Freddy looks super, super pleased with himself. And he's like, and this is why he's the captain. Fucking told you. And she like curls up both fists like she's gonna box him. He's like, okay, but we can focus on speed after we get the supplies. And then we get both. And everyone's happy. Slowly lowers her fists. And then as his guard lowers, she goes up and she slaps him. Just like really like a little tap in the face. And he's like, God damn it! Son of a, you can't do that. She can't hit me back. I'm a girl. He's like, you're not a girl. You're a goddamn fucking warrior. I can hit you all I want. And then they just argue a little bit back and forth, as it were. But yeah, Lucian, you mentioned to me in chat that you wanted to go check in on Sis. So as they all argue back and forth and have their little playful banter, Captain probably looks over, watches them. Lucian, you can make your way. Make your way over. You'll actually see Anna walking out with a little smile on her face. And as she passes by, Lucian,
You'll kind of give her an awkward look and then kind of shut it down. Yeah, and then just kind of nod and then move into the room where Sis is.
She goes, I'm sorry, Lucian, if you are looking for Sis, she has gone to the galley to get some I believe A. I suggested C. But she told me it had gone bad. It is what it is.
Thank you. I'll look for her there.
Over. Then we're going to pivot back over to the galley, where you guys were discussing. At this point, Kasana would have moved off. She has been assigned. She's got a little bit of medical training. So she's actually been taking inventory of like what you have. So she's off in the little kind of storage area, taking care of some things. Molly, I'm not sure if you'd still be there. Eberhard, if you'd still be there. But Lucian, you can walk in as you see fit. You should have control of your token.
Yeah, Eb's lingering over
Right.
breakfast.
Molly heard something about engines, so she's gonna see that nobody tampers with them.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Where are engines? I think it's this cube.
Yeah. Or it's either that one or this one. on the
Yeah.
side. That looks like more of an engine. That
Your
might be
engine
like
is down on the right-hand side.
over there.
Right hand side. Okay, the cube.
Mm.
So Lucian will walk into the galley and go and sit by Sis if Sis is seated at the table.
She is pivoting around from the beverage dispenser, basically, to sit down. She settled on just a single cup of just straight black coffee.
Lucian sits down beside her. So, how are you healing?
Slowly, painfully, the lack of edible food does not seem to help. But
The bee's not bad.
okay. That's because you have grave mouse. There's no sentient creatures aren't meant to eat bee.
It's better than C.
Of course, anything's better than C.
He goes back to just idly poking at it,
And
taking a little crumb every once in a while.
Lucian will say softly to Sis, you know, when Anna asked me to keep an eye on you, the last thing I expected was for you to blow an airlock open.
Well, I'm glad to be backing your expectations.
That said, you most likely saved us all with that.
Well, I just thought it was the most efficient way to get rid of the. Have we agreed on what to call those things?
No.
Zombies.
The freaky goo monsters.
Yes, the goo people, whatever they were. So out in space, they freeze to death, they crack open, and they're not going to kill us.
This is the second time today in two different campaigns of completely different natures that people have used the term goo people. I shit you not. That's the second time it's come up.
That's more on you than on us.
That's on me, man. That's totally on me. I was like, I guess I got a thing. Like, yeah, there it is.
It's in the air, you know.
Oh my god, that's really funny.
But aside from your wounds, how are you doing?
Well, honestly, Lucian, I am troubled. There are things that I've seen beyond, if you understand, that that trouble me. There's, of course, a matter of my living quarters intruder that still hasn't been resolved in any satisfaction. And now we are rushing into the maw of space to possibly a certain death. morale is iffy.
At best.
And the sea isn't helping.
It never is.
But we have no choice. We have to go into the void. If we can prove that there are planets out there in the void, we can prove to everyone that the oracles are liars. And also prove our innocence about this station.
I do believe, Lucian, that is our best bet, but the oracles are such accomplished liars. They are so experienced and facile with the truth or lack thereof that I just wonder what they could shape our truth into. They have already lied to nearly everyone that they have access to, that we are, what, terrorists, heretics? Well, that one is technically true. I worry that whatever truth we expose might get twisted into something else.
Well, I wouldn't put past the oracles. But there is a hope if we find this planet. Well, one, we'll be able to hide there from the oracles. Two, we can gather information, hopefully to counter those lies that the oracles are seeding. And maybe, who knows, there may be allies that we could find there to help us in our cause. It's worth a look.
No, I do agree. You know me, I am to some extent a cynic, and so when I see terrible things on the horizon, I tell other people that they're there. It's not complicated. But I do think if we had the ability, that perhaps a better plan would be to, if I can paraphrase the Shakespeare here, to kill all the liars.
So our plan is to kill all the oracles?
It's we'll call it Plan B.
Plan B it is.
Eb holds up the bee, cheers, and takes a bite.
Yeah.
I couldn't help noticing on the station, you seem to have a sense about things.
Right.
Anything you need to talk about?
I appreciate your effort, Lucian. I do. But I'm afraid what this isn't something that can be tamed with words. You know? I could speak on and on about it, and you and I would simply not understand it. I just hope that it will be more helpful to us than hurtful.
As do I. But just know you don't have to bear this alone. We're all here for each other now. We're all we have. And we may not understand whatever it is that's happened to you, but we can get through it together.
So Sis will raise her coffee and kind of nod, and she'll say, believe me, if I thought that I could bear this alone, I wouldn't be on this rust bucket.
AKA. Never mind.
And then Lucian will grab he'll mix a thing of B and C together to see if it improves the taste.
You know what?
Bold.
Give me a physical saving
Bold.
throw. Give me a physical saving throw. Let's see if it helps.
It's like
No,
a
this is a
chlorine reaction.
Yeah. Oh,
a little
no.
flubber thing comes to life and starts screaming.
It's that Simpsons gag of Homer making breakfast.
It does not help.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah. So after a few minutes,
terrible.
he'll say, "Excuse me, I think I have to use the refresher." And he'll
Medic.
And as Lucian gets up and stumbles out towards the refresher, as they've now been called in canon. Luckily, there is one right there. You can go. We're gonna put you in the refresher over there. It's perfect. Roll to shit. Hilarious. The dice have a story to tell, and it's you've got the runs.
Nothing good ever comes from
Harry's
sea.
gonna look over. Gonna look over to Sis, and in very lucidly, he is going to say, "Gone, scattered to the wind, pieces of you, lost, slipping through my fingers, pieces of us, resurfaced, fading from the shadows, pieces of them." And then he's gonna turn around and walk back out and go look for more water jugs, cause Molly said to grab water, so he's grabbing water.
God, he's such a fucking weirdo.
I'm beginning to think you may be onto something.
Yeah, that's the worst part. He looks at his bee, goes to throw it away, then realizes that like they're gonna be starving soon, and like finishes the last bite and walks out over the bridge.
Sis will go over to the nutrient like dispenser type thing, and just she'll kind of look curiously at it for a second, and then she will like bang the machine. And tell me if this is going to happen. The A dispenser opens up, and it's just full of A, which is the best flavor.
Mhm.
And they thought they didn't have any, but it's been jammed this whole
I love
time.
that. Yes, absolutely happens, 100%. Yeah, and she knew, like she's been waiting. I like that.
Yeah,
Fucking perfect.
she takes a little bit of hers. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Tastes a little bit like cinnamon oatmeal is what A tastes like. It's the best. It's really not bad. It's got a little crunchy like cinnamon pieces in it. It's not bad.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I won't tell any of the
It was
rest of the
over.
crew.
It was just solid. It was just hard and stuck. Oh, that's fucking perfect. 10 out of 10 that happens. 10 out of 10. Yes, it does. So, I wanted to just give everyone just a quick moment. Any other conversations anyone wants to have before we arrive near the flotilla, and we're going to take some time to kind of describe what you see, and you all can then discuss what the battle plan is.
I mostly want to ask about our situation. So you mentioned that a jump in that direction would be basically a one-way trip. So we probably should steal some fuel too.
Probably not a bad idea.
So that's that. We also need supplies for surviving and not eating rancid, not oatmeal.
Nope meal.
What else
That's what
do
they
we
call it.
need?
They call it
Not
nope
meal.
meal. That's canon. That's
Yeah.
now canon too. It's called nope meal.
Oh gosh. Anything else we need, fellas?
Mostly food and supplies. Maybe we're pretty good on spare parts, right?
Kind
We can always
of.
use more. We can always use more.
I mean, we can disassemble the robot, which is an orbital welder. I mean, a space welding robot. So, it's kind of useful.
As long
I'd
as
rather we did.
Oh, sorry.
What?
No,
No,
sorry.
go
Go right ahead. I was gonna say, as long as I have my bucket of bullets, we're fine.
Oh, we probably need some bullets, actually.
You never know.
Yeah, it would be wise. So are we going to go full terrorist? And, well, never mind. You said you wanted to move on to the next scene to discuss this.
No
so
wonder.
Go full terrorist.
No wonder I've been shadow banned. I'm saying the S word. I'm saying the T word. Man, that's terrible.
What are you saying?
Sim. I don't know.
It's okay. We can
It's
fix
simply fine with us.
I think it is simply a wonderful day today as well.
Simply
simply delightful
having a wonderful Christmas time.
Ugh.
Look, I'm a fan of Riz.
No
all right?
thanks.
That's the newest word around the block.
Riz.
Yeah.
Riz.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's an old word. I don't know about all that. I don't know about new. It's an old
It's
word.
new.
It's
What do you mean?
it's an old word, but it checks out.
Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah.
Old.
That's beautiful. That's
It's
beautiful.
older than that.
Yeah. All right, so you guys have some time to gather everyone on the bridge and discuss the battle plan, as it were. So I want you to imagine a planet, and if you're looking at the planet, it sort of looks 2D, the flat surface.
Hmm.
The North Hemisphere. All right, so Northeastern Hemisphere. You're looking at it. It was northeast, southwest, the cardinal directions. Northern Hemisphere. There is a massive, like you can see, just like the sun in the background, and there's all these little black, tiny little dots that you know are the trade fleet. There are merchant vessels. There are supply ships. There are likely, candidly speaking, over 1,000 vessels in a stable orbit that is slowly, as the planet rotates, kind of rotating with the planet. So it's always kind of staying there if your ship is slightly rotating as well. And you can see there's a battleship, there's a couple cruisers, and there's a number of fighters. As you watch this, kind of protecting and swarming around the fleet. But you can see there are likely some holes here and there. You're gonna have to roll for it to actually really determine where those holes are. And then once you do that, you're gonna have to determine what ship you want to try and take. Is the big thing. So talk to me, guys. And what I ask is just ask questions. I will give you as much information as I possibly can. This is hilarious. We're just praying for the right shot. ¿Dónde está el baño? No sé. But yeah, you guys have a little bit of information. Feel free to ask questions, and I will fill in the details that you desire.
Is there any way we could masquerade as inspectors, like trade inspectors?
Oh, could we
or customs?
Could we
people?
dupe or dummy the ship's like registration ID or
Transponder?
whatever?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you could do that.
Try. We just have to hack through their security.
I'm saying you
systems.
could do it. Will
And-
you succeed? That leaves. I don't
Right.
know.
And we have to have some way for them not to call in for verification.
That may be a step
Yeah.
too far.
Would you say
But
we're
ex-
missing?
Yeah, like what kind of
All
what's the
I
procedure
want
for
to
that?
say, as the game
Yeah.
master, nothing is off the table.
Right.
But
you say-
understand,
Mhm.
when I say nothing, that also means you all could just die.
Right.
I'm not afraid to kill you.
Wait, just one important question here. Did they show in the video our ship? Because I'm pretty sure they didn't detect our ship. Our
So,
ship ran.
phenomenal question. And this is where things get spicy. They did not show your ship. They simply showed your faces.
Oh, that's good.
Because they didn't see your ship because the ship moved off. So that's where we're at. They know that you have a ship, but they don't know what the ship looks like.
So first off, they're all traveling in a linear motion with the planet. So there's none of them are on any platforms or anything. So we would have to dock to them directly.
Correct.
Okay. So that's our first thing. So we should look for holes first and then go from there
Mm-hmm.
to decide what our best target would be.
I like it. I like it. So what I'll have what I think would be an interesting roll would be a wisdom and pilot check. So basically you're watching them flying and you're using your wisdom to figure out where the holes are so you can try to exploit them. Actually get into the fleet. Slip in.
Pilot often uses intelligence too. Can't that?
Well, he's trying. So we're gonna try wisdom though. Do it. So that would be Ebb.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
And if we have someone with piloting, that's a +1, right, for
Yep.
helping.
Yep, they can do +1 and help.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so I'm using wisdom for pilot
Yeah.
instead of dex. Okay,
Make it a little weird.
wisdom.
Go for it.
Too late.
With a +1.
Too late to make it weird?
Never too late to
Yeah.
make it weird.
We're past that.
Oh, sweet. I mean, I can.
We're in the goat
Can I?
Why is it not
Are
rolling?
we goaded?
Oh, there it is. Okay.
with the sauce.
I think we're goaded.
Hold on, I got it. It was under my
That doesn't
Why
seem
did
right.
you get a 0?
That doesn't seem
We
right at
need
all.
2d6.
all right. It's a 12.
It's a 12.
It's a
Okay,
12.
that's amazing.
There's 2
But-
plus.
but-
You actually put another plus in there somewhere.
yeah.
It is a 12, which is a critical success, which is fantastic. You've done very well. So what I will tell you is that you're very you were literally in the military during some of your deployments with the Crusaders. You actually worked alongside some of the Shah military. So you're very familiar with their tactics, and you know that one of the big things with the Shah is they tend to cluster their fighters so that they can respond to a threat in force. The problem with this tactic is that oftentimes it leaves certain areas open, which they tend to do intentionally because they would rather sacrifice 1 or 2 ships, have the enemy reveal themselves, and then just pounce on them like a pack of hungry dogs. So it's a good thing, but also maybe a bad thing, because if they spot you and they realize you're fucking not who you say you are, you'll get jumped on like a pack of dogs will jump on you, like a schoolyard bullies jumping on the tiny little nerd kid. All right, you're the nerd kid.
So in those patches, what sort of ships are there?
Phenomenal question. We are gonna have you roll a D100, and I have a chart I will be reading off of.
That sounds like a
Okay.
captain roll.
Oh yes, a chart.
Well,
that'll be reading off of. Whoa.
all right. I'm going for a natural 1. Wow.
D7.
Oh no,
I mean, we don't know what good and bad, you know.
a
Yeah, it's a
27 on the
table.
chart.
All right, this is a swarm, I call it. This is a group of independent merchant ships. You do not have access to their manifests. It is called the the Edris Trade Company.
The ship is called the trade company.
That's the Edris Trade Company. Is the name of there's a bunch of ships that are probably part of the same little fleet that's moving.
Okay.
And yeah, it's seems like it was probably a fleet of ships off of Edis 8. Edris. It's a whole thing.
Off of the planet Edris Ilba.
Yeah.
I'm
Fantastic.
told.
So it's might belong to one of the oracles, huh?
It might, or it might just be an independent trading company that all of their family was just killed. So they might be happy to see you, maybe not. See,
Under the oracles, no one is truly independent.
you're not wrong.
So I have
Your
the
independent
connect
life.
skill.
Slaves.
I have the connect skill. That's like contacts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Would it be, or would it be a stretch to say that? Well, we've been in the oracles for how many years?
You were in the oracles for 6 or 7 years. In the Crusaders.
Any trading contacts with this company would be probably really old.
I also have connect.
Mhm.
And I have diplomat as well.
Oh,
So I
yeah, that's
could
good.
I could try and find a contact from my father's old because my
Connects.
family was
Good next.
my family was super into the military
You know what,
procurement and
Eberhard?
stuff.
If you
Yeah.
want to lean into this, the Edris, if you want to lean into this and you want to use the connect thing, right? Contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that your family worked with this organization. And your family worked with this organization, and you know this because you read papers, overheard conversations where your father would talk about the Edris Trading Company and how they were the worst smugglers in the entire system. Which could be good or bad for you guys. Who knows?
Worse as in they sucked at it, or they smuggled a lot.
Oh.
I believe I was 7 when I overheard this conversation. He just said the worst. But they are smugglers.
So, if they're smugglers, couldn't we? Okay, hear me out on this one.
Ooh. Oh boy. Molly's got an idea. Those never end.
We call the cops on them.
Oh, what?
We find some dirt on them, call the cops on them, and we go elsewhere.
Are you telling me you
Use it-
sick the pack on them?
Use it
Yes.
as a misdirect.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. As Game
Oh,
Master, I
it's-
love it. It's so good.
It is
Or-
really good.
Or we could hack into the ship's systems and simultaneously open all the airlocks.
Oh my god, I
like
love
killing
it.
all the crew.
I
mean,
love
they're
it.
smugglers, not terrorists.
Look,
That doesn't bother me.
Even if they weren't, he'd still do it.
Look, I'm all for Oracle kicking, but I mean, they're still people, and maybe they could eventually help us out in the near future. I mean, obviously they're not pro Oracles either, right?
I agree. I would like to avoid any unnecessary loss of life if possible.
Lucian, what ship are you on?
Okay.
The right. ship.
Literally just watched an entire station die.
Okay,
Like I
wait.
said.
I got a really nasty idea.
Why don't you just teleport on there? Okay, Molly, why don't you fucking teleport on there? All right?
No. Yeah, yes.
Yes,
Actually.
eventually.
But okay, we will tell them that they have a barrel of their wolfacine,
I can't believe
and
we
they
still
will have a barrel of their wolfacine because I will teleport it in there.
call it Wolfacine. All right.
Oh,
So they're trafficking dangerous, like
Yes.
caustic
Right.
chemicals, in addition
No.
to being smugglers in general.
In a
Never-do-wells.
tightly packed fleet.
It would that would open up a lot of options, and the Oracle's really wants to deal with it. It would at least expand a few more ships to actually get something credible. But you've never been on that ship. How exactly are you going to see it?
Well, okay, here's the thing. What do smugglers do when they're found? They drop
dump their cargo.
cargo.
Ship them.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
So I just teleport it right next to their ship,
Thanks.
and I can actually
Did.
see that
That was
place.
Lucian.
We could possibly open up like a visual comm channel or something, so you technically see the interior of.
No,
least the cockpit.
needs to be my own eyes. So
I see. Okay.
So, yeah.
The second thing there is they dump the cargo, and then that dear Wilfazing accidentally hits something else, which will lead to a chain reaction, which
which might kill us. So
Well, then why don't we just pretend to be
you
the
know what?
Fuzz, and
Wait a
they'll
minute.
dump their cargo and we just take their cargo.
It depends on.
Let's save a few steps.
oh,
Here's what we can do actually with that idea. We still have our old passcodes, right, from when we used to work. They won't know that. If we can get on board that way, do an inspection.
Pose as Oracle representatives. Yes.
Suppose the
we
Crusaders of
actually
Vindication.
were.
And then,
Yes.
subvert the systems to not be able to call anyone else, and then take what we need and leave.
Right.
That's one way.
Opening all the airlocks in the process.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm not a good liar though. So who's gonna do the talking in that case?
I can lead the expedition. Be the head inspector. My character has authority. That is that a focus? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's a focus.
It's a
Yes.
focus side.
So I may be able to at least throw some orders around. We could have Ebb nearby to do the fine tuning of the ruse.
Do you want good cop or bad cop?
I'll take
You
take
want to be
bad
good
cop.
cop? Oh, do you now? Okay.
Well, I could be
Sensitive cop and teenage cop.
be arrogant cop.
Yeah, if you think I'm ever cracking my my helmet so that they know that I'm 15, that you're crazy.
Right. So if you want to try it, so basically your ability lets you once per day you can make a request of an NPC, and you have to roll against your charisma / lead skill. So if you succeed, then yes, you can have them, let us board without any issues.
Right.
That's basically how your ability works. Yes. So if you want to give it a try, there's nothing wrong with it.
Prepare to be boarded.
Prepare to hack them and take out their communications just in case, so they don't get any word out to anyone else.
You guys got any beer on your ship?
And in the worst case, once we've been in there, we can teleport in and out because they're in a geostationary orbit. And my teleportation works in relation to the nearest gravity well. So that would work great, actually.
So, to be clear, the plan is we convince them we're investigators. We come on, do an inspection. You get a lay of the ship. And then later you're able to teleport back and forth to steal the goods. Is that
we'll just, if we're already in the ship, we just take it over at that point.
Yeah.
Make sure nobody is, and like I said, subvert the system so they don't get any distress signals out. Take it over, and of course, take the bridge, and hopefully not kill anyone because, like I said, they're not oracles, unless they are. We don't want to.
As far as you know, they're not oracles.
Yes.
And if all fails, we can do the Wolf Assin Gambit, the teleporting theft, and a bunch of other weird stuff. But
we probably want to send that dear Wolf Assin as an escape, tossing it out and letting them deal with that.
However they wish.
Right.
I like
so that's how we'll do this. It's the most simplest way, and I think the most cost efficient way.
Everyone agrees? I like it.
Works for me.
Mother of God, I think we have a plan. I think we have an actual plan. This is exciting.
And it didn't take 3 hours.
No,
good job.
Yeah, good workshop, everybody. Look at you guys. You're really coming together as a crew. I think so.
Man plans, God laughs.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
It's a good thing.
You're God in this case.
And if I may be so bold, we just flip over here. We just go over to here and just really quick and just be like, what does this say? It says, I am the game master, literally God. There it is. All right. Let me just set this. I'll just set this right down here in case I need it. If you guys ever need a reminder. Gotta love that nutrient paste. It's delicious. All right. So moving on. So the plan is you guys are going to pretend, if I understand correctly, to be Oracle inspectors. Is that right? Did I understand this correctly?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect.
Yes.
Very good.
We're doing a routine ship inspection.
So there's going to be a couple of things. So you guys can watch the Shah fighters and their swarmy tactics. Wait for your opening, and you'll be able to move in, right? You'll be able to move in during that time and attempt to dock with one of the ships that looks, I guess, fat and ready for slaughter, as it were, right? Because apparently we're opening all the airlocks, as I've heard many times, right?
But, no, we're not.
Beautiful. All right. So it's going to take a couple of rolls. All right. And the way that I imagine this is going to take, again, a couple of rolls. And the rolls are going to be, there's going to have to be some sort of computer check to change your transponder to make it look like you are, well, who you're pretending to be. Then there's going to have to be some sort of bluff check, as it were, to convince the captain of the ship that you want to get aboard, that you are doing a routine inspection. And then there's going to have to be maybe some fighting, maybe some not fighting, maybe some shootings, maybe some opening of airlocks. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But let's start with those two checks. So we see the crew preparing themselves, getting ready to, well, to do some subterfuge, which is super exciting. First check, we're going to have to do a program check. All right, we have to program the transponder of the Fancy Dandy, aka the Condor, aka the Rust Bucket. We're going to have to change that. Now, this is something you guys, when you were working for the Crusaders of Vindication, this is something you did. You sneak into places that, well, heretics didn't want you to be. So you're pretty familiar with this. This is something you've done before. So I'm actually going to give you an extra +1 on this. All right, sis? +1 on this check. I think that makes sense for you. It's an old trick, but you've done it before. Which makes sense why you guys would think of it up.
Budapest.
The attribute?
Intelligence. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. 7. Adequate.
Wait, hold on.
+8.
+9.
I don't want adequate. I want good.
Okay.
No.
Is this a well? Hold on. Is this a failure?
As of right now, you won't know until you get in there.
Okay. How does that interact with the adventurer class ability? Because
You may reroll.
okay, then I would like to.
What class ability?
The adventurer thing. Once per scene, you can reroll a failed skill check.
That's expert. Pure
That's
expert.
expert.
You're a partial psychic.
Well, in this case, how about go fuck yourself?
Because
Because it says this on my sheet,
Excellent.
and the sheet doesn't lie.
That's why you should have got an alternate outcome.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll just have to. I mean, I'll have to live with the
you have
7.
to live with
right?
it what it is. All right, cool. Yeah, no problem. No problem. That's fine. Yeah, no worries. All right, so it's an 8. You feel pretty confident, right? You've done this a couple times before. It's fine. Perfect. Transponder has changed. Fancy Dandy starts to fly in. I'm going to have Eberhard, actually. We're going to do another check. I'm going to have you give a quick pilot check. All right? A quick pilot check. Dexterity piloting. All right?
Oh, let's switch this back to Dex. No modifier.
No modifier. Perfect. You fly that ship like an expert, and you saddle up to which of the vessels? There are 3 vessels. They are marked A, B, and C. Which one would you like to dock by?
It's got to be B.
Ooh,
It's
go
gotta
to
be
B.
A, of course
I
it's
think
A.
there's an argument on the bridge. There's an argument on the bridge.
That's the
See.
good goop.
No, C went bad, and we're out of A. It's got to be B.
Yeah.
You all notice that this smells a little bit of cinnamon. Probably nothing. Delicious. So you settle up next to B, it sounds like, Abby. We're flying. You do so. Perfect. Settle up next to B. Now comms. Who will be speaking? The other captain as you saddle up next to them.
Lucian will.
Captain O'Neill Connor? Something we can help you with?
Trade ship. This is inspection ship Dramanicus. Prepare to receive an inspection team by order of the Oracle of Commerce.
Whoa. We've already been through an inspection 2 days ago, and you've had us orbiting this planet for...
Captain
nearly-
O'Connor. O'Connor, is it? What
Yes?
part of surprise inspection do you not understand?
Well, my question is, what the hell do you hope to find if your men have already come through? We've literally been in orbit, and it's been impossible for us to move anything around. So, with all due respect...
I think you are not providing all due respect. Do you dare question the Oracle of Commerce?
Give me a...
Oh, and can I use my authority?
Use your authority.
Or have I made him hostile?
No.
You can
Not
use your
yet.
authority. Yeah.
Fire.
It's up to you.
You
So
can use your
authority
authority.
says it would be charisma lead.
I like
Yep.
it. Charisma lead.
Yep.
Do it. Charisma lead.
I'll assist you with that. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to you, sir.
So here we
Got it.
go.
I like how you as a player, like, your voice cracked for a second, and in my head canon that actually happened, which is beautiful.
Sure.
It's like he's confident, but it's like he's crying a little bit. All right, 8.
Stop resisting.
Yeah.
We're having too much fun. All right, so you know what? That's a 12, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, that's an 8. That's an 8, which is not bad. You know what? The guy on the other side, O'Connor, he says, "You know what? My ship is yours, Oracle representative. May the redemption bless and keep you."
And you as well. Click.
And then you, as you go to click your fucking at,
Yeah.
and it clicks.
All right.
Their
Now,
docking
Eb,
ring extends. Your docking
can do
ring extends. You guys dock.
Yeah, Eb, you can do the talking now that we go on board. You're far more knowledgeable about this than I.
What?
Let's go. I leave my sniper rifle behind. I have my mag pistol,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pop my the helmet on my armored flight suit.
Ooh. All right, who else is coming with you?
Oh, everyone, I think.
Everyone.
Everyone?
Okay, yeah.
Sis, averts. See if you can avert the system from here to prevent them from calling for help.
All right, sis. Here comes your computers, your program check. Another
Hopefully, it'll be better than the last one.
It's
Ideally.
okay. It's not a high check, so it should be okay.
Yeah, well, that's you.
Same thing, intelligence.
Indeed.
Yep.
Oh,
That's-
nice.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
There you
fucking
go.
good, man. I can't argue with that. That's pretty fucking good. You know what? Nice.
Systems subverted.
Yeah, and so basically there's like a blackout between ships A, B, and C. And you're in good shape. You're in good shape, right?
Roger. Yeah.
All right. So you guys are gonna enter into the ship. So it sounds like who's coming? Molly's coming.
Oh yeah, definitely. Molly will grab any random circuit board with some blinking lights and will carry it around like she's detecting something.
I love it. I love that journey for you. Absolutely love that journey for you. Beautiful, even. Inspiring. Glorious. I love it. Absolutely. Adore it. All right. The 5 of you, get ready. Anna says, "Please do be careful, sis. I can only put you back together so many times." And
Just keep the ship still in geostationary orbit, and I will be able to bring everyone back. Remember, I'm now emergency evac.
I love that.
Eb looks over. Don't move my seat.
You know what? As soon as you leave, Freddy gets in your chair and he adjusts everything. It's like a kid getting into the thing and adjusting the mirror, everything. He just starts to adjust everything. It's like he saves 3 brand new settings on the chair. All of them are completely different from what you had before. Every single one.
There's a small silenced shot.
Yeah.
He's already dead. He just doesn't know it.
He just
yet.
doesn't know it. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. All right, cool. You guys step across, and you are going to be entering into a merchant ship. It's always super exciting. I'm gonna move you guys over there right now. Cool. So you're in this merchant ship. Pretty big. You know, it's kind of neat. It's pretty neat, and it seems a little empty. Like maybe even like the crew of the ship has been maybe like eating some of their own supplies to stay alive. A man walks over and greets you guys. Greets you guys at the entrance. Little docking ring. All right. And he says, "Well, you all look to be motley at best. Captain O'Connor, at your service. Ship is at your disposal. Feel free to poke around and surprise yourselves by finding abso-fucking-lutely nothing. No offense. Sirs."
We appreciate your cooperation. and we will try to stay out of the way of your operations. I am what's his never mind. I don't have that skill yet.
All right.
My level 2
were-
diplomat would be useful.
Now
right now.
here's where things get a little dicey, a little spicy. I always say the dice do have a story to tell. We're gonna roll. To find out how much supplies is on this ship, and whether or not it was traveling heavy, traveling light. Had it dropped off its ore, or was it going to fill up? That is our question. Was it going to fill up, or was it laden down? Always fun watching freighters go up and down the river. You can tell when they're full and when they're not, but I digress. All right, so who was feeling lucky wants to roll a D100?
Not high.
I'm not feeling lucky.
I don't feel lucky either.
Neon, it's up to you.
Sure.
Go ahead and roll them bones.
Oh, come on!
Oh, God!
I still think ones are good, right?
You know what's funny? It's really, really, really funny.
We're running Cthulhu rules.
You know what's really funny? It's really funny. As you start to poke around, you realize that the only supplies on this ship is the supplies for the crew itself. And that it must have dropped off stuff and was likely heading back to the planet in an effort to restock and resupply and bring supplies back to the station. So when he told you you weren't going to find shit, he wasn't lying. And he's like,
Holy
as you guys are
shit.
poking around, he's kind of like eyeballing you guys. And he's going to eyeball Nova. And he's just kind of watching you. He's looking at all of you. And
Can Lucian do something?
he's gonna ask. Let me get this out. All right, let the GM have a moment. All right, if you've forgotten. All right, literally, if you've forgotten. Literally, God. I'm just kidding. I'm so power tripping right now. It's terrible. He's gonna look over. And it looks like he wants to say something. Like he's about to maybe question the situation, seeing as you're all wearing like slightly different clothing. And yes, now Charles, this person gives you permission to speak. All right, there you go.
Well, so Lucian will step right up to the O'Connor
Yeah.
and say, Captain O'Connor,
Yes.
have you ever heard of Der Wolfzine?
Everybody knows derwolfazine. It's the most popular chemical in the galaxy.
A highly combustible, unstable substance, highly illegal as well. We have reason to believe that one of these ships in this cluster is smuggling it through here.
First of all, if
Now we come aboard, and suspiciously, not only do we not see Der Wolfzine, we don't see anything. As if you've...
we were coming
as-
back to resupply. Of course, there's nothing aboard our ship. And as
Of
far as Der
course.
Wolfazine goes, that is a highly volatile chemical, and it is also illegal to transport it.
Exactly.
Then I can assure you, what did you say your name was? And your serial number?
Inspector Zolaris, serial number 456 Alpha 10.
Hey Jerry, can you run 4560 Alpha 10 real quick?
Someone punched this fool.
Yeah.
I will step up as that starts, and I'm going to just kind of push Lucian back and look at the captain. Sir.
Oh, and of course he freezes right as
Oh,
that happens.
yes.
We don't want to be here either.
Want to be here? Okay.
We are sent to follow orders. Our presence in your ship will find nothing because there is nothing. We were ordered here to look for Wolfazine. We have found none. Your cooperation has been outstanding, and it will be noted. And I'm going to make a diplomacy check.
Ooh, I love this journey for you.
That'll be talk,
Yep.
maybe.
Yep.
It's fine. You got diplomat.
I do. So I reroll ones.
I'm excited. I'm very
for it.
excited.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
damn! What? Oh, 13? Oh my god, Everhard for 16. He's a smooth talker. He's gonna be a killer with the ladies. All right, we love to see it. Holy schmolians in a handbasket. We love to see it. All right. So the captain looks over his shoulder. Jerry, play that. Don't look down at you, Everhard. Aren't you a little short for an Oracle soldier?
For a stormtrooper.
Aren't you a little stupid for a merchant captain?
And he
Aren't you-
actually laughs at that. He's gonna laugh. Goes, and he just looks at all of you really quick. And you know what? He's gonna look down at you again, Eberhard. And he's wearing long sleeves. He's gonna slowly pull up his sleeve to reveal a very particular tattoo that only a few in the galaxy have. And it is a marking for, well, the Crusaders of Vindication. Each of you yourself would have one as well, and wherever you chose to get it, be back of the neck, wrist, arm, shoulder, back, hip, wherever you chose to get it. But it's kind of this, like, when you complete your first couple of missions, you survive, you get it. It's kind of a rite of passage, as it were. And he lifts it up and he just kind of shows it to you. And then he lowers it back down and he says, I recognized you all. As soon as you stepped aboard, your faces have been all over the media.
We have helmets.
And
It's
when you
see it.
docked, I mean, a helmet's a helmet. It is what it is. You know what? Fuck it. One of you doesn't. It's canon and it's interesting, and we're gonna propel the story forward. So go fuck yourself, all right? Do what I want. Don't all have helmets. There's not enough helmets on the ship, so someone.
Literally God.
Yeah.
We're sharing a
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah, look at all in the same helmet.
We just move it
You know
on
what? He's
periodically.
gonna say, I
your turn.
recognized you when you came aboard, and I recognized your tactics. That when you docked with us, my communications stopped. He's going to ask, are you the ones that they claim destroyed at Edis 8? That's the
They
question.
claim
in
it.
here.
They claim it.
We did not destroy that station. And Lucian is visibly angry.
All right. So the ruse is lifted. He draws his weapon and opens fire. Everybody roll initiative. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So I'd like to lean into this if you guys are willing to just go on this journey.
Sure.
Real quick. All right.
Sure.
Willing to lean into this. Because you know what he's going to do? He's going to say, I didn't believe it either. And as far as I can tell, it seems like you all came on here not looking for dear Wolfazine, but because you need supplies. I'm going to ask, what do you need?
Fuel, food,
Food and fuel.
water, some ammunition, maybe some medical supplies.
If all you have is nutrient brick C, then just we'll go somewhere else.
He's got anything but C.
Look, we'll even take D if we have to.
Speak for
Oh,
yourself.
God.
I wouldn't give you D even if we had it. I'm not that cruel. All right. So here's what he's going to do. He's going to ask you guys to have a leap of faith. A little leap of faith. He's going to ask you to lower the communications blackout so he can contact one of his other ships.
Okay, this is where our precog comes really handy.
Oh yeah. You could
I
have
do
that.
have a 1 minute preview into the future, so
We're not
You're-
seeing anything.
Oh,
bad
yeah.
happening.
Are you level 2 now?
with my precognition, no.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
okay.
but you have it at level 1, level series 1 minute. You can look
Yeah.
1 day into the future now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's correct. Yes, so I do
Yeah, yeah.
have yes.
You're not
you can.
seeing anything bad happening for the next day.
Oh, you're lying to me now. That's just a lie.
The
It's
future,
24 hours.
It's relative, all right. It's
Look, not anything as bad as, I mean, comparatively, it's not that bad. You know, you get
Uh,
shot, but you don't get
I
shot
get
up
a
to
flash
space.
of all of us eating brick D and vomiting profusely.
It was worth it. It was worth
Some
it.
people might call that entertaining. I don't know.
But
All right.
Do you guys choose to lower the communications blackout so we can call in the Shaw fighters? Just kidding.
so
Is there anything like intuition or skill like that?
I mean,
Since motive?
there?
there isn't. No.
No.
Wisdom, charisma, maybe, but we did ask for precog.
Sis, what do you think?
I think in this case, may I speak freely, Captain? No,
Yes.
not yours, the other one.
O'Connor says, absolutely.
We are, I think, at their mercy at the moment. Our best option would be to extend a hand. I think a little trust will go a long way here.
May I speak freely in return?
Is it from me or is it?
Please.
If I help you, are you all going to continue to fight back against the Oracle's tyranny?
We're gonna destroy them for everything they've taken from us.
As you've said, abso-fucking-lutely.
That's all I need to know. Lower the communications blackout. Just a minute. I'll get you the supplies you need.
I'll go back to the ship. I guess whoever's there.
See what
Aoife.
would have happened if you spaced them, Molly? All right, this is a lesson learned. All right,
I
Molly, you're a
wasn't-
monster. All right, over
I
there,
mean-
just always talking about spacing
Yeah,
people.
that's always Molly talking about spacing people,
Yeah.
and I'm
No,
I'm
we
sick
can-
of it.
We could
really-
still space them.
You could. You don't want to leave. You don't want to leave. You don't want to leave witnesses, right?
Or teleport a barrel of
Yeah,
their
Actually,
pussy.
I would like to leave witnesses.
Teleport a barrel of Der Wolfazine a foot above the
The
a
captain.
foot above the deck.
The captain
Oh,
says. The captain says, "For the honor," and explodes, just like that scene in Element. But I digress.
Right. I'm gonna call the bridge and tell
Where
them.
are the stones?
That's so good.
Okay.
Gary
So-
Oldman is such a fucking good
It's
actor.
incredible.
Yeah.
God damn it. I always forget that's him because he's such a good fucking character actor. You never even realize it's fucking him in the movie. You're like, that's Gary Oldman? Phenomenal.
Right. So
Sword.
I am going to call the bridge and tell them to lower the communication
I
blackout.
do so. And not a single shot fired without any airlocks opened in people's face, despite Molly's protests. You guys are able. You're a murderer, Molly. An absolute crazy goddamn murderer. It's terrible. I can't.
Hey, I didn't get to shoot anybody either.
Well, that's fine. You don't really like shooting people.
I thought you
I
shot
love
Harry.
shooting people.
0 stones, 0 crates.
I'm the only one that doesn't like shooting people.
Oh man, that's so good. It is. All right, so you guys are able to actually gather enough supplies. Shit you not. 6 months. Steady rations.
Oh, wow.
You've got apples. You've got bananas. You've got actual cereal. You've got, freaking it's like it's the freeze dried milk, right? Is that what it is? You can like the milk powder, but it's still milk. Your cereal. You guys have real food for the first time in just as long, about 6 months. You're given enough fuel to last you for probably about 2 months, which is quite a long time, all things considered. And you are given in spare parts 50 spare parts. 50. Which is incredible.
Now, in order to maintain our good luck here and to eliminate all possible loopholes and issues, we will need to space them all just so that they don't
Yes,
report this.
agreed.
Correct.
Agreed.
In case they're
No.
found out, and they have to report.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then
Can
they'll
I
just
shoot? Can I shoot a few of them too? Just
mean,
you know,
Yeah.
If you want.
Sure.
as a treat.
Yeah.
I do want. I
Yeah.
do want.
O'Connor's like, hey, I'm really glad to have worked with you guys. And you give him back to that Oracles. He's like, oh, what are you doing with that gun?
Us two, fucking 2 shots right behind the ear.
There was a firefight.
There was a firefight. Oh my god, that's fucking also a good movie. I need to watch Boondocks and The Fifth Element. That'd be a great day of movies. Boondock Saints and Fifth
And
Element
the
back
Fifth
to
Element,
back.
yeah.
That'd
yeah.
be a fucking. That'd be a good movie day. Like that'd be a solid 4 hours of shit. I would like that. That'd be good.
William Dafoe is insane in that movie.
Yeah, that was good. That was fucking good. Wow. I expected there to maybe some fighting, and then you guys found a diplomatic way to do this, which is amazing. I can't really argue with that. It was good. And you're a monster Zorg. No. That's great.
Right. Well, we have supplies, and we're gonna have to get out of here and go to, I suppose, the unknown. Thank you for all your help, Captain.
It is a rare quality to find someone willing to so publicly fight for the freedom that I believe in my heart we all deserve. I hope you make an
Hey.
impact.
How did you make it out of them?
How did he make it out of them? He does this to his leg, tink, 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 and you hear metal. He's probably in his mid-40s, and he goes medically retired. I'll never really be able to make up for the atrocities I committed. But every day I try. And I'll try until my last dying breath.
Which is right now.
Well, Captain.
And you can rest easy, Captain O'Connor. That's funny. Dust yourself off, man. You did.
The only thing I would ask of you, after everything you've done for us, is
Seppuku?
try to spread the word.
Seppuku. Seppuku, myself, and my crew?
No.
No. Space ourselves?
No.
Yes.
Space yourselves.
I don't really believe in spacing every single being.
No, that makes one of you. You know.
Yes,
The crew
but-
seems pretty on board with it as you see them arming up and Molly's over there programming the thing to open up. Sis is just sitting there smiling. Goodbye, everybody.
I'm loading and unloading my pistol. Just
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Dion. We're terrible people.
The only thing I ask of you, other than what you've done, is to try to spread the message. Like I said, we are going on a journey that we may not come back from, and hopefully we will make it back. Well, what we'll find is we don't even know.
Oh,
But
by the way, yeah. Where
if we
can we
come
find?
back,
Hmm?
Go on. Sorry.
sorry. So if we do come back, we will try to hopefully subvert and maybe even dismantle whatever the Oracle has risen after all this time. Hopefully bringing back hope to the people. I come from Teos. I am a noble, Nova von Grimborn. And I understand the people are suffering because they wouldn't even supply us any sort of technology that they could have with all the other planets.
Your people
people
most of all understand the pain that the oracles have caused. I'll do what I can while you're gone. Let this be the start of something. Here in this moment. But of something real. Hope. Hope for the system. Hope for the people of each of the core planets. And hope and retribution and revenge for those of... And he gets a little teary-eyed. It's 8 who died because of the oracles. It's been a long time getting from here to there. Been a long time, but my time is finally there.
So give us your email address, by the way, because we might send you something spicy.
Yeah, he'll give you
come
his
back.
he'll give you his instant messenger account, his AOL instant messenger account, his Oracle online account.
Oh well.
Yeah, OOL, Oracle's online.
All right, before we waste any more time and that little blind spot closes up, we have to get going.
Do it. Perfect. So the crews help you. A bunch of stuff is loaded onto the fancy dandy. You guys are set for the next 6 months, which is fantastic. You got enough fuel to get there and probably mostly back. We'll see. And as we pivot back over to the fancy dandy, the Condor, the upgrades and repairs begin. You are able to slip out unnoticed by the Shah escorts due to partially your training and probably partially to a little bit of luck. And you begin the somewhat long journey. A long journey is going to take you a couple of days to get to the edge of the system before you can engage, well, the jump drive, as it were. Good old spike drive. And any conversations you'd like to have prior to getting to the edge of the system? Any moments, any key moments you'd like to experience or share with one another prior to us getting to the edge of the system?
Digging for fruit in the crates, having a barbecue
Ooh.
on top of the engine.
Yeah.
We don't have water for a pool, so sorry, no pool party, but
Oh my god, are we doing a beach episode? That'd be amazing.
Does anyone
Yeah.
else's hot dog taste radiation-y?
Yeah.
What else tastes like green? I don't know, it's weird.
Just take your radiation pills.
Yeah, I cooked it in the spike core.
What
Why?
are you talking about? That's fine. It's totally that's what it's for, right? I mean, it's not like an engine or anything. It's just it's a big cooker. It's like a big pressure cooker, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Radioactive
come on.
pressure cooker.
The thing is shining blue. It doesn't even have doors blocking it. It must be okay.
Sure.
It's better than D.
It's better than
It is better than D.
Yeah. You know, and it'll kill you a hell of a lot slower than E. But that's neither here nor there. So there you have it.
He is
All right.
banned in many systems.
In all systems. It's illegal to even speak its name. You've just committed like 7 felonies just by bringing it
Thought
up.
crime.
Yeah, thought crime. That's exactly right. Beautiful.
Well, as we're loading up the supplies, I would notice that the A is actually almost completely full when I go to reload it, and I give Sis a very hard look.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's an Oracle Mass miracle.
Yeah, whatever this Oracle
Oracle
equivalent.
Mass. Let's call it Oracle
God
Mass.
damn it.
It's an Oracle Mass Miss Miracle.
God damn it, X.
Food dispenser has experienced redemption.
So good. That's so good. Go with the redemption. All right. Fucking
God damn it.
hilarious. Non-stop comedy, and I love it. So good. That is so good. But yeah, you do notice that, and you eat well. You're probably not hungry for the first time, and you probably have stomach aches because you've had too much to eat for the first time in 6-7 months, and it is relaxing the next couple of days. Even Aoife and even Aoife and Freddy stopped fighting as much, and maybe their anger and their tit for tats were more of a anger rather than an actual anger for one another. But as you come to the edge of the system, there's actually a row of these kind of like satellite buoys that are red and kind of blink at the edge of the system, kind of like a warning, a barrier that you are entering the area known as the Void. It's an area of space that you look out into, and it seems to be completely devoid of all light, sound, of course, sound, it's space, but lights, gases, anything. And as you look beyond this barrier, you see nothing. It is just black emptiness. It is disorienting. It is likely a little bit intimidating, but the system, the ship, it's locked in, ready to go. Course has been plotted. All that is needed is for someone to give us their catchphrase. Is it hit it, punch it, engage? What is your catchphrase, Captain?
Leroy
yeah.
Jenkins.
Or Spock, I would like the ship to go now.
Go now,
Yeah,
please.
Yeah.
I would
It's been a long
I would
time.
like to do one thing before we reach that point.
Please.
I'm gonna ask Sis to send a message to our employer, Marira. Okay.
You still haven't gotten the shipment to.
No. Just gotta. I mean, she probably knows why with all the news going on.
He's like, oh yeah, that's probably why they didn't show up. You know what? I'm gonna let them off this time.
So, I would like to send her a message saying that we did not blow up the station. We are currently trying to find evidence, and we are going to be gone quite a while. Any of the try to get a message across that we are actually the ones who were trying to stop it. We were framed by the oracles. Tell them to use our publicity and what people know to our advantage, because we will come to stop the oracles if we can, and if we have the chance to bring hope to all the 4 planets.
On a secure channel, Captain?
And
No.
as the
Open
message, open channel.
Open channel.
Doot, 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 doot.
Let
All right.
It's not like they're gonna follow us into the void.
6 ships show up on sensors. They begin to charge weapons and fire, and you guys are dead. No, I'm just kidding. But the message is sent, and what your employer does is actually takes that message that this like speech you give, and she finds a way to get it onto a lot of broadcast stations. So in the background, you guys wouldn't see this personally, but across many stations, many systems, on many screens across the entire sector, your announcement that you're heading into the void to prove the oracles wrong, that you plan to return and release people from their tyranny, and perhaps there are some little risings, little gatherings, little parades that happen as you all take off and engage the slip drive. The first time that the spike drive is engaged is a jarring experience, as the command is giving, which your command, Nova, is...
Punch it.
I like that. I like it. Punch it. I love it. That's amazing. So she says, punch
I was
it.
going for blast off, but
You
I'll
engage
take
the
that.
engine, and you watch as the sort of front of the ship begins to bow out. Everything starts to elongate, and then it rubber bands snapping into place, and you just see a bright flash of light around you, and you find yourselves just surrounded by this like bright flowing, almost like you're like that first part when you like dive into the water and you in your camera you just see the white kind of foam, the sea foam. That's what it looks like around the ship. And you're moving, moving. And as you are moving, Harry walks up and stands in the center there. And he says once again, very lucidly, once more into the fray, into the last good fight I'll ever know. Live and die on this day. Live and die on this day. And as he says that, a couple moments later, and I know that the spike drive doesn't move quite as fast, but narratively speaking, we're going to have some fun with it. There is a shaking. The ship's alarm bells all start going off. And Ebb, it seems as though there is something wrong with the spike drive. Molly,
Huh.
your
I
station...
said I was gonna be watching it like a hawk. Yes,
your
just
station,
said it.
by there, the spike drive starting to overheat. The blue swirling weirdness is starting to turn red, and something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is draining the power of spike drive, and it is causing the system not to react normally and not react in the way that it should. And things are starting to look a little dire. And you hear Harry at the front of the ship brace himself on the bulkhead, and he just keeps saying this last line: "Live and die on this day. Live and die on this day. Live and die on this day," just over and over again. And he's just kind of like bracing himself and convulsing in the center, just kind of shaking. And sis, you can't help but remember that Harry got a little weird the last time those fucking creepos showed up in the area, and he seems like he's having a similar reaction. Do with that information as you see fit.
Well, Molly's gonna, hey, I need some help attention. And she's gonna try to diagnose the problem.
Beep. Beep.
I'm gonna try and keep
Beep.
us on track like as much as I can.
Hear me out. We space ourselves.
We can space ourselves when we get the chance.
Yep.
Nova's gonna jump out of his seat and try to go to the back.
Yep. Aoife's gonna jump in the captain's chair, as she often does when you're not there. She's like, steady as she goes.
Yeah, shut up, I know.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
Speed would have helped us get there faster, so it wouldn't have broken. Look at what your stability's doing for you now. Bullshit.
What's happening?
You can see psychic stuff.
Have you ever
can't
seen
you,
Fire
Nova?
in Zero Gravity?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's-
you see this weird gangly space monster that I've described before in the past with the weird oblong heads reaching in and like pulling energy out like it's cords and just fucking with this thing, and basically like it seems like it like unhinges its jaw and is like biting into like this weird power bubble that's around the spike drive.
Wait,
Oh,
a monster.
wow. That's not what I expected.
Okay, I will stab it.
Yeah.
Well, only I can see
Nova
it.
can see it. It's invisible. It's
Oh,
a psychic
damn
monster.
it.
Oh, right. So Lucian has I typed it in the thing, but Lucian has run to help Molly.
Love
He doesn't
it.
know that much about engines.
Fine, move your
He's gonna
character down
maybe
there. Let's do
he's
it.
gonna try and
move your
hold,
character down
hold
there, baby
on
bird.
something.
Do it.
All right.
Love that journey for you. Surely nothing bad will happen. We're calling you Shirley.
Okay. I'm looking at the thing. Shit, you're back.
You breaks the laws of physics and you think that wouldn't be a problem?
Yeah. You say
Okay.
So
Well, Molly will
this,
just try to feed it power while you figure it out.
I'm gonna. I want to have a. I want to ask a question. Does it feel like this is its power?
It feels like, based on what you're watching, that it is attacking it like an animal would something it sees as a threat.
Okay.
The creature is acting like a rabid dog would against a rope harness someone's trying to attach to its neck. Angry and it's scared. It almost seems scared.
Okay. I'm gonna try to. Well, I got two options.
You know who
First
was scared
option.
earlier? This kitten when she went to the vet. Sorry, I'm
Oh
done.
no.
I'm gonna walk over to the being, and I'm gonna like where would he say it is? Like right here?
Phenomenal question. Right. I just clicked my screen on overlay, not on the actual game board. Good job, Wolf. Right there.
Maybe like.
Yep.
So like right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so something like that. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to walk up to it.
I'm gonna give you a little token.
Oh god.
There you go. I like
hell?
this.
I was like, oh god, it's the void of space.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep.
I'm gonna slowly, calmly try to reach out and just say, we are escaping danger. We mean you no harm.
Yeah.
If you do that, we will die, basically.
Either give me a leadership.
Okay. Oh yeah, thank God. All right, good thing I do that. Okay, let's see.
Talking with the weird The weird peeping Tom ghost. Okay, fair enough. Really nothing bad
mean-
will happen.
I mean,
Surely.
Ha!
God damn! The creature, who is like, it seems like its mouth is open, and as if you could hear it, you'd think it was screaming. Claw stops, floats back, and turns to face you. And as it does so, its face starts to kind of look a little bit more humanoid versus just a weird oblong blob. And you see this sort of purplish, wavering, somewhat humanoid looking face, but again, just slightly off. You know, like those monster pictures you see where it's like it's a person, but it looks kind of like fake, and it makes you feel uncomfortable because like in your mind you're like, that's not an actual person, but it's one pretending. It's like a skinwalker, basically, is what it kind of looks like, right? It gets very close to you, and it says two words: Hyperion Aternitis. Hyperion Aternitis. Only you can hear this. And then it steps back, and it dives like a swan dive into the engine. Dives straight into the engine. And the whole thing starts to, instead of glow blue, starts to glow a weird purple. Back on the helm, the engine seems to kick into overdrive, and everyone gets tossed back. You might tumble, you might brace yourself, but there's a sudden jolt. Like the engine just tripled, quadrupled in speed and power. And from the captain's chair, Aoife's like, that's what I'm fucking talking about! Make the ship go now, please! Let's go!
Ah!
And it's just like everything, you know, if there was air, but you are just getting pushed back. The G forces are just slamming you back. Everyone is struggling. The ship
Every
is
organ
starting
liquefied.
to shake. Every organ is starting to feel like it's starting to turn into weird jelly monsters. You're all going to be jelly people moving forward. It's a new character race. You'll figure it out. I'll teach you how it works. All right, it's kind of like
New
AI,
people.
but a lot more jelly. All right, but the ship moving is moving, and then suddenly, zoop, find yourselves floating in not an empty void of space, but you see, because if I've not described it, I'll describe it now, but pretty much all around the system that you guys have grown up in, there's no stars. It's just sun, main star of the system, nothing else, just a void around you. Like, that's a thing, just a void. And you see stars, millions of bright, twinkling lights out of every single view screen. So imagine if you grew up and you'd never looked up at a, clear night sky. It is awe-inspiring, breathtaking, and perhaps a little overwhelming. But as you look around from his station, Freddy says, I don't know where the fuck this thing took us, but we're there. And as Ebb looks out the left port side viewport, you notice that your ship is next to a massive black object. Were you not right next to it, you would probably miss it. As you look up a little bit higher, start to realize the scope. This thing is, no joke, not hyperbole, probably 1,000,000 times as big as you. Massive. Look down the way, and what you soon to come realize, Eberhard and Sis, you guys have arrived via the spike drive next to some sort of massive station, ship. You're not sure. The lights of the Fancy Dandy, lights of the Condor Rust Bucket, illuminate the side of this thing, and you see it appears to be some sort of dark obsidian, pure black hull, a metal of some kind. As you look down, the lights scan, little searchlights, you see a bit of color. And on a large, massive nameplate, you see the name, looks to be a ship registry, Irian, Otternaut. Irian, Otternaut. You look down farther, you see that there is one section of the massive black hole that has a light, a white light. It almost looks like a docking. You guys a couple moments to digest what you're seeing and react to the situation. See fit.
Wait, the docking port is in the black hole or in the ship?
Docking port, side of the massive black ship that you have arrived next to.
Okay, okay.
Oh God, what the fuck? Is everybody okay?
Yes.
Giant, massive black ship next to us.
This thing looks like a moon. That's no moon. It's a space station.
We can't see it from back here.
How did Sean Connery play that part?
Molly, that thing's not gonna explode, is it?
He was one of the people. There's a couple of
The
videos that was really
engine?
good.
I don't think so. It's
Can you
what the fuck happened with the engine, by the way?
Can you
What were you
imagine
talking
Sean Connery as fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi? That would have been hilarious.
Absolutely, I can.
Yeah, and a
That
lot more
would've been
racist,
great.
but that's fine.
Yeah.
Look,
I'll give Vader a good schmuck in the mouth.
I think we could. Well, let's go to see what the thing is on the bridge first, and then I can explain. Because
Okay, yeah, the engine is okay, but I
Yes.
really need to understand what happened.
you know,
Yeah, I think we all would.
let's go to the bridge. Come on, it's a lot easier if I explain it to everybody at once rather than.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, Anna's already said something about that last.
Love it. I love it. So everyone gets back up to the bridge.
Aoife out.
Aoife jumps out of the captain's. Just keeping it warm for you, sir. Sorry, sir. Back to her station.
Oh, what the hell is that?
It's the, what did you say the name was?
Irian Aternitis.
It appears to be the Aperian Opernitis.
Yes, but look at the stars. Everything the oracles told us were lies, and this proves it. Do we have some sort of recording equipment where we could
Absolutely.
record everything?
Absolutely, you do, of course. Yes, you do.
Right. Record everything. We have to go there. Aperian, or what's it?
Harry
Yep.
says it out loud. Perfect English. Once more clear. He simply says, Aperian Aternitis.
Does
That
that
sounds
name
like-
mean anything to anyone?
I mean, Eternitas, Eternitis, that sounds like eternal at least.
That's,
Aperian beats me.
that's the words. I know the words. It's what told me, at least that's the last thing I heard from before the engine turned on. Those two words.
Wait, you heard before the engine turned on?
That's
What happened down there?
remember there was that one thing that was touching the bed, remember? It came
Yes, I'm
back.
Bellavere.
The space ghost.
Yes, but it had a face. It looked humanoid, like us. It wasn't some sort of random being. It looked like us.
Anna says she thinks she recognizes the language. It is a very old language that she doesn't even know where it originates from, but she says, I believe it was called Latin. I don't know where it stems from, but I believe that translates to unlimited eternity or unending existence. My skills in this old language are wanting at best, but something about the divine existence or personification of eternity and its never ending as eternity is existence. I don't know if my opinion matters, but I think we should leave this ship. I don't know why this ship brought us here, but something about it, that thing, does not make me feel warm and fuzzy.
Well, I can agree with that. But how are we doing fuel-wise? And
Interestingly enough, you didn't spend a drop of fuel getting here.
oh fuck, we ran on ghost energy.
Look,
Jesus.
Bwah,
The-
bwah, bwah. By the way,
It-
the engine, still purple.
if
So Nova, you're saying that this person, did you say that this person helped us get here?
yes, they're the ones causing the engine to fluctuate. They were stealing the energy from it. We can assume that maybe those that tried to go into the void, even maybe some Oracle scouting ships, must have been taken over by whatever these things are to prevent them from leaving, or maybe to defend themselves. Well, I don't really know the answers, but if I didn't stop the creature, it would have eventually taken all our power, and we would have been left stranded in the middle of nowhere.
This ship that we're looking at, it couldn't be like a massive Dyson sphere, could it?
So,
That all the
is
four planets
everyone
are
here
in?
familiar roughly with like Warhammer 40k? Like their
Yes.
ships,
Not that
Mhm.
familiar.
Not too
massive
much.
city ships. Just think of like a massive, long, like
yeah.
rectangular city ship that could house millions of people if it needed to. Like this thing is massive. It is literally like a planet size. It's enormous.
Gotcha.
Like it's
And
so
I-
big that Eb, you can feel that your ship is like you have to like adjust course because it has gravity. It's that big. Like it distorts space.
Anna, I respect your opinions and advices, but we've already traveled here, and if we don't, the being said this is this specific location.
I realize
if-
I'm new on the ship. Hi, the other Anna, as it were, with a kiss. Yeah, I don't like this idea. I agree with what Harry said earlier. This is a bad idea.
Harry was talking about eating C.
I think I all right. I don't get an opinion. That's fine. No big deal.
We're already here.
Yeah.
But we have the fuel to go back. But what are we going back to? What will be the point of wasting all what we just endured just to get here and see that everything that the Oracle just told us was a damn lie?
We have our proof. Perhaps we go back now. Perhaps we pick any one of these twinkling lights in the sky and we punch it, as you put it, Captain, and go for it, and forge our own destinies somewhere else.
Also, that person, that creature could have killed us, but it didn't. It brought us here safely. I think that's at least a good sign.
But it wanted to stop us, didn't it? Didn't it change its mind?
I spoke to it. I told it that we're not enemies. We wish to explore the outside of, where we were. We mean it no
Yeah.
harm. And after that, it brought us here.
So it sensed danger in some way. Okay, before we make any decisions, we should first do a full scan, I think, because let's face it, this is an option, okay. But let's see if there's any other place to go, if we can jump somewhere else from here, if we can detect other beacons. And yeah, let's see what our options are.
As
So-
you turn on comms, you pick up over 100 different signals coming from 100 different systems. There are so many signals that your computer is struggling to figure out which one to focus on. The galaxy, space being a dead zone, the void being an endless darkness that surrounds the last bastion of humanity, obviously a lie. You start to hear languages you've never heard. Some of them sound like buzzing. Some of them sound like there is a lot of different noises that you're hearing. But it appears that the galaxy is very much full of life. You've got options. You've got this massive ship. You could follow one of these signals. Choice is yours, Drew. Choice is yours.
We don't know anything about this side of the galaxy. All the new systems, all the possibilities of who we might encounter and who we might talk to. I think if we go into this ship, we might have an idea, and hopefully someone can. We definitely don't know the languages of whatever we might find.
Okay, but let's scan this thing first. Is it featureless, like a ball? Or is it...
They're like, imagine like plates. It's like there's like it's almost like blocks put together. Like if you've ever played Portal, like the different rooms with like the blocks and they're sticking out of walls and stuff. It kind of looks like that, but it's all black. Does that make sense?
Okay.
No.
So it's not at all featureless.
No, no, no.
Is it emitting any signals itself?
The only signal that's there is a slight power signal from the white open docking bay. That's maybe 300-400 feet in front of your ship.
Are there any psychic disturbances?
None that you're picking up.
Oh, jeez. I don't have a good feeling about this thing. What do you think?
Professor X, don't you have a psychic cognition?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you see a flash, a vision of not you, but a group of people you've never seen before, save for one that you recognize from when you first met a man who apparently owned this ship before you. You see them step onto the ship. You see them do some shit. And then you see, of their 5 number, 4 of them get turned into pink mist. The only one that survives gets back on his ship, a changed man.
That doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, doesn't ring a bell at all. Good. Yeah.
That's post-cognition, I guess, not precognition.
We're going to play with it a little bit. It's fun.
Yeah, no, that works.
I think I'll just report to the rest of the bridge. Just perhaps if we do dock, we'll tread lightly inside.
It's probably full of goo people.
In a manner of speaking.
As long as it's
What?
not
Wait,
ego
what do you
people.
know?
Yeah, what do you know?
There was a party, not the kind you're probably hoping for, inside that, well, 80% of them turned into what could charitably be called mist. And well, there's no way to sugarcoat it. They're probably dead.
Is it something that's happened already?
It's a little confusing. Normally I can sense these things ahead of time, but there's something temporarily wrong with the ship. It's as if, frankly, I'm not certain if it has happened, will happen, or is happening now.
Great. That's just capital. I love it.
Harry's
Love
like
that journey
still in
for all of us.
Harry's still in the background going, live and die on this day, live and die on this day. And he's been doing it this whole time. Kind of become white noise, but he's still back there.
Harry, forget it. Shut up.
He lowers his head and looks sad. He unbraces himself from the bulkhead, sits down, cross-legged style, right in the middle there.
Okay, so these people died on that ball.
That's correct, on the ship. Yeah.
2 out of 10.
4 out of 5, we'll say.
And what turned them into mist?
unclear.
Isn't it always?
Okay, yeah. I think that settles it, doesn't it?
Go into the ship.
No, what? How?
What?
I mean,
That was the most visceral and honest reaction, Spawn, and I loved it. It was so good, man. What? Perfect.
I mean, it'll be fun.
For who? Or was it for whom?
Whichever of us survives.
I don't want to see you turned into pink mist. I mean, pink suits
Aw.
you, but not mist state.
look, the being that brought us here said this name of this ship, and if we leave, he might start siphoning all our power again, just stealing everything.
There's an incoming transmission originating from the ship.
Oh, God, what? Jesus.
Okay, there you go.
You
Listen.
hear two things.
Greetings. Access granted.
And as the greetings access granted, a small docking arm comes out, seems to modify itself so that it will attach perfectly with your ship. And as you guys sit there deliberating, we'll decide next week if you guys dock. I think that's a good moment. Go ahead and end today's session on the note of the deliberation of whether or not you will go into the weird, creepy spaceship. But with that being said, we're going to pivot back on over to our RP only overlay. And I just want to say that was an absolutely delightful session. And it's good to be back, boys. I missed last week. I really did. This was a lot of fun. As I always say as well at the end of every session, any final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns before we get ready to wrap up today's
Good game,
episode?
guys.
Yeah, lots of
Good
fun.
game.
Good.
I hope you and yours can celebrate Oraclemas in your own way. And remember the reason for the season.
Oppression.
Yes.
Oppression
didn't make a
and
single
tyrannical
roll.
governments.
Theocratic fascism.
Yes.
And don't do
May
Derwolfazine.
Don't do
May-
No Derewolfazine, not even once.
Don't snort
Not
Werewolf
even once.
Oh, God.
That's so good. All right, boys. Well, as I always say as well, thank you so much to the players for playing. You guys have been absolute fucking rock stars today. That was a delight. Thank you to the viewers for viewing. We appreciate you guys joking along with us as we did. Until next time, be well, be safe, happy gaming. And the dice definitely had a story to tell today, and it was hilarious. So be well and be safe. And we'll see you guys soon. Good night, everybody.